ESTJ Cognitive Demon Function. First, I would like to discuss why Kate could be falsely interpreted as an ISFP. This is due to Kate stumbling through the movie looking clueless and lost, screaming emotionally, being stubborn, getting drunk and amorous, being choked, being shot, losing her gun, and swinging a wild haymaker are reasons why she could be seen as a goofy ISFP protagonist. So yes, of course, her actions seem to be motivated by emotions, and she acts with knee-jerk reactions, more characteristic of feeling and perceiving than thinking and judgment. However, in extended times of feeling a complete loss of control, we tend to show our cognitive demon function. The cognitive demon function of ESTJ is FE, or extroverted feelings. While ESTJs rarely show emotion in a controlled environment, they may become wildly unpredictable when they feel things are too chaotic. They do this to desperately try to bring about familiar order. ESTJs hate chaos. They hate when things don't run to an established traditional system. And in Sicario, Kate Macer is thrown into a situation where the rule of law is no longer considered valid. Beginning with the bomb in the tool shed, Kate has transitioned from a kidnap situation to a war zone. With Matt Graver always holding back information, she has little idea of what is going on. As the rule of law is consistently being ignored on the mission, there is nothing substantial that her strong principles and values can grip onto. This is why her demon function, the extroverted feelings, manifest. Kate becomes increasingly erratic as the rule of law continues to diminish, and because of this, she makes mistakes she would not normally make. ESTJ, dominant extroverted thinking. Before Kate was a screaming, stubborn, beat-up mess in Sicario, she was a rising star in the FBI. She was so good at her job that she rose to lead the kidnap response team. You know, the team that crashes the riot truck through the wall at the beginning of the movie. Yep, Kate is in charge of that team. A group of battle-hardened FBI agents, all tough men, all with guns and live ammunition. Kate is their boss. As the team leader, Kate would have the responsibility of scrutinizing the intelligence, jumping through all the legal hoops and organizing her team to make it happen meticulously. When the raid begins, she leads from the front, shouting orders and clearing rooms. Kate dodges a shotgun blast before returning fire and downing her adversary. Kate's story arc as a brilliant FBI agent has been going on for 3 years before the movie begins. She has notched up 5 officer-involved shootings. She is affectionately called a Thumper, knowing how to run a mission within the rule of law, to manage everything and run the team like clockwork and by the book, to have a flawless record and rise to the team leader in such a short time indicates her dominant function is extroverted thinking. It's clear that Kate knows the law. She is extremely organized, she thinks tactically, and is very aware of the world around her. Kate looks outwardly, thinks logically, and plans intricately. Running successful missions in highly dangerous situations to a set of rules and being responsible for a team is proof of dominant extroverted thinking. ESTJ, auxiliary introverted sensing. Kate is full of questions. Her dominant extroverted thinking is always needing information. That information is gained by her endlessly asking questions. The answers are compared and analyzed against what she already knows, by her previous experience. She doesn't use the knowledge to imagine possible futures. Instead, she tries to connect information to her own memories and experience. She is suspicious of Matt Graver's motivations, but at no time is completely certain. Rather, she is waiting for the truth to reveal itself with each new clue. She needs solid proof before she can make a conclusion. And because her mind thinks this way, she is unable to think tactically in a situation that has no rules. The mission needs intuition to be successful. The mission does not need legal procedure, and this is why Matt Graver withholds information from her. Her auxiliary introverted sensing operates with what she already understands, making decisions on what she knows, and not on what she imagines. ESTJ, tertiary function. Extroverted intuition. Kate's tertiary extroverted intuition gets a real workout in this movie. As an ESTJ, Kate's extroverted thinking with introverted sensing would be her natural way of solving most problems, although from time to time she may drop down into her tertiary function to try to imagine events in order to move forward on a case, but only if she is really stuck. In her role as an FBI agent, within the structure of the legal system, she would use NE sparingly. Now, in the land of wolves where no laws exist, Kate is having to rely almost solely on her extroverted intuition to try and make sense of what is happening around her. However, this function is only tertiary, so exploring possible futures makes Kate feel lost in a sea of brain fog. Reggie sees Kate is stressed and takes her to a bar. He comments on her untidiness, her sudden lack of professionalism, her loss of weight. Kate doesn't notice her surroundings for some time. Overwhelmed by her extroverted intuition, she has become vulnerable, and this almost leads to her death at the hands of Ted. Also being plagued by the chaotic imagination of tertiary extroverted intuition is why she begins to chain smoke cigarettes again. ESTJ, inferior function, introverted feeling. Kate's rapid rise in the FBI is also a clear sign she is a workaholic. Being an overachiever as an FBI agent has come with a cost of being an underachiever as a wife. She is divorced, and while we don't exactly know why, being laser-focused on her career is more than likely the reason. Kate never talks about her personal life. When Graver brings up if she is married with kids, she becomes defensive. When Reggie asks her about how she felt about seeing her ex-husband, she refuses to talk about it. Her internal feelings are buried. She doesn't talk about them, nor consider them. She is reluctant to relax, and only allows herself to some time off when Reggie insists. This is why she is completely burnt out and broken by the end of the movie. She cannot let go of her work when she clocks off. ESTJs are deaf to the needs of their own feelings. So, despite being nearly killed by a bomb, seeing cops blown apart, nearly choked to death, Kate always shows up to work the next day. Her own health is sorely disregarded until it breaks. ESTJ, opposing function, introverted thinking. Introverted thinking is her greatest critic. She is constantly analyzing herself and will mentally beat herself up over the mistakes she has made. After Ted nearly chokes her to death, her introverted thinking would be more concerned with her status than having almost died. When Kate tells Alejandro that she nearly had sex with her hitman, she looks embarrassed. Kate introverted thinking doesn't like her being sloppy and will be extremely harsh on her. ESTJ, critical parent function, extroverted sensing. The critical parent shows up when the team gets back from Mexico. Kate confronts Matt about how he can't just go around killing people. She is out in the open and is oblivious to who is listening. You could say she is being a Karen in this moment, and you would be right. The critical parent of extroverted sensing is why ESTJs are the best Karens of all the Karens ever. The critical parent SE will shout out injustice, not caring about the place, the time, or who they are scolding. The ESTJ can be very loud and overbearing when arguing a point of view they feel strongly about, particularly when the issue is dangerously ignoring the traditions and laws of the tribe. ESTJ, trickster. Function, introverted intuition. The trickster will make fun of this function. Kate will believe that introverted intuition to be hocus-pocus garbage. Alejandro has dominant NI and warns her often about what is ahead with riddles. But despite this, she disregards his prophecy and tries to arrest him when he is heading to kill Faustos. She simply does not acknowledge his way of doing things. So this is why I believe Kate is an ESTJ. She is a brilliant agent and a useless soldier. She is curious about what is happening, but does not imagine what can be. She rages emotionally about the mission, but will not talk about her personal life. She is concerned about her career, but ignores her own pain and stress. Kate Mercer could have decided to not ask questions, turned a blind eye to Matt Graver's plans, and waited sipping hot coffee at the vehicles while the Delta Force entered the tunnels. She could have just signed the paper and not made a fuss about it. But her ESTJ sense of righteousness, tradition, and honor would not allow her to be a part of something illegal, and so her cognitive functions gets her into trouble. This is why Alejandro forces her to sign the final report with a gun under her chin. Her strong morals and ethics will not allow her to lie unless under extreme duress. In the end, I fear that Kate's unbending attitude may have caused her to snap. She does not appear in the sequel. No doubt she would adamantly refuse to work with Matt Graver or Alejandro Gillick again. To ESTJs, two wrongs do not make a right. They believe that it is futile to fight fire with fire, and therefore Kate sees that Matt and Alejandro are acting as evil as the cartel thugs that they wage war upon. In the second movie, Sicario Day of Soldado, it could be argued that Kate is proven right. But that is a discussion for another video perhaps. Thank you for listening.